Hello, I'm W from B3 and welcome back to the project episode What? This is not the project. What? Yeah, weird, right? This is the K4120 thing you started in September, remember? No? Okay, but why do I have the script for the project episode 13 here? Hey, give that back, this is not even remotely finished, okay? Okay. Hello, welcome to the video where I show you what K4120 is and why it exists. Also, this video contains spoilers for this hack, so you've been warned. If you want to play it, just go to the description and download it and come back after you've finished, okay? This hack's existence is purely based on the hate I have on the project's slow progress. I want to prove to myself that I can finish a Super Mario World ROM hack in a few weeks, and if I can finish the project. But what to make? A small one world hack? Maybe make one gimmick and try to make it fun? Well, I've seen Nightmare Cafe by Luxy, all 4120 releases or so it has, and got a bit inspired. I actually like the concept of single screen Kaizo, having difficult to execute tricks but the safety of not losing progress. That's also one of the reasons I decided to speedrun Tower of Keys by Yoshi. Actually, I am unofficially the world record holder as of recording, but we are straying away from the actual topic. So in the end I decided to do a single screen Kaizo hack. Let's see what I did in the few months and why I could manage to do it so fast. Step 1 of making a Super Mario World hack fast: keep the scope small. In this case we limit ourselves to one screen per level and almost no custom stuff. More on that later. Step 2 is just doing the levels. By just doing, I mean the whole level design process in K4120 was scrolling through the sprite list, selecting a sprite, and try to do something with it. No planning was required with this. I guess this is how Luxy did Nightmare Cafe so quickly. For step 3 I just build until I can beat all levels in about 20 to 25 minutes. How did I know how long I took for each complete run? Well, there's a timer on the top right corner of the screen. Every time I played it completely, I knew how close I was completing the hack. I streamed some parts, so I focus on making stuff instead of sitting and maybe doing it. By the way, hi, I'm streaming rarely on twitch.tv/w3. Not now, but in the future I might. Most of the things you see in K4120 are made by me. Normally, if you want to do things fast, you would just use already existing things, like the retry patch, custom status bar and more. Well, that's partially true for this too. The quick retry I made for keys a few years ago is in it. The stopwatch idea already existed in 256 rooms, one of my older hacks. Watch this video if you want to know more about that. Links for that in the description or the card in the top right on screen. I've rewritten the status bar and made it compatible with SA1. Yeah, I said do as little ASM as possible, but here I am coding stuff. Oh well. For example, I made a music display thing, the credits and the code to skip the title screen and overworld and other bits and bobs. Yes, when you boot up the hack it throws you almost immediately into the game. No waiting for the title screen, the intro and the overworld. This actually made testing so much faster. I'm not 100% sure it saved as much time as if I had not implemented that first, but still a lot. This does have some major side effects like the overworld not functioning, but for this project it obviously didn't matter. Funnily enough, I managed to have a story in this game. Normally in Super Mario World you would use something like this to tell what happens. Everything you see here I have seen in various Super Mario World hacks, and most of them I've used myself in some projects too. But there's more to that. Environmental storytelling. I did this by accident first. This is the level that started this story. Let me just give you the rough idea on what happens in K4120. By the way, this is even more spoilers. I urge you to play it first before watching this section or skip to the timestamp on screen. I'm also not good at telling stories in a captivating way, so please apologize for the first grade storytelling skills I have. Alright, we start in the cloud world where we want to go back to the ground. After a while the player finds a pipe going into a random forest. There we find the ghost house and get pranked by the boos. While traveling through the ghost house we accidentally release the flame that was kept in a cage in this level. Obviously the fire starts and we have to flee the ghost house and also the forest fire we caused. Then we find a pipe in the burnt down forest and go through the caves into a secret underground laboratory. What happens there is unknown, we just want to exit it and go back home. The exit shoots us back into the clouds and we ultimately end where we started, in the neutral zone. With this I could start a new K4120 without having to think about how I connect these to each other. That's basically it. Well, we're at the end of the video. The hack is finished, you can play it now if you haven't already. Link to the hack is in the description. I will also upload some alpha footage of the hack and stuff I shared with my friends while building K1420. For me, I'm going back to the project, using the learned things from this project. I will also fix things in K1420 if somebody manages to break it. Hi, it's me W4MP3 from the future. I decided to polish K4120 a bit more before releasing it on SMW Central. There are still some more or less minor issues present I want to fix. Do not wait for the new version though. You should know by now that I'm super slow with things and not much will change in K4120. Just don't soft lock yourself here and send me a screenshot via Twitter or the SMW Central thread linked in the description, okay? Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm plugging my socials because I have nothing better to do. Twitter and Twitch on screen. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel doing. On screen are 2 things you can watch now if you need more W4MP3 in your life. Well, see you in the next video. Bye!